I'm trying to get you high. I'm trying to get you fly. I'm trying to get you high, girl. I'm trying to get you fly. I'm trying to get you fly. I'm trying to get you fly, girl. Stella McCartney, I'm dripping on swag and I swear it's a whole nother wave. Random designer, gon' hop in the fire and going to space, yeah. Secure the bag, it was gold, yard. Surfing them racks in my chrome hearts. Spent a little quarter when push start. Check my persona, it's a new Ferrari. Telling the truth, never lied to you. All I said was facts, yeah. Fresh to you off the runway, bought a gun store on a Sunday. Hit the switch on the clock for it, my young niggas won't buy this. I get fresh in the stylist and I never keep the receipts, yeah. I put it on when I put it on, I take it high, I'm stacking up knee, yeah. Faking no money, I came in the rose bucket with Chanel on my feet, yeah. You never see what I seen, yeah. I got Cody on me, yeah. Giving you something to see if you never seen it when you see Lee, yeah. Bills like pillows for goons, yeah. Shit and they pillows my room, yeah. You couldn't ruin my swag, I do it with no effort, you know I'm a pop, yeah. Soon as I spill it, they mop, yeah. Eat it up every drop.
Good morning, chat.
Design on my drawers, design on my jeans, design on way down on my socks, yeah. You gotta match up to my fly, can't get caught with an imposter.
Today is the day.
Back in my archive, I had these bitches starstruck.
Today is the day.
My whole life, I know this shit felt awful. Even though I'm around with my glizzy, every day I still feel awesome. Stella McCartney, I'm dripping on swag and I swear it's a whole nother wave. Random designer, gon' hop in the fire and going to space, yeah. Secure the bag, it was gold.
Come on, guys.
Surfing them racks in my chrome heart.
Start off this,
Check my persona,
we did it, bro.
Telling the truth, never
We
lied
did it.
to you. All I said was facts, yeah. Fresh to you off the runway.
Chat, we did it, guys. We did it. We lasted the entire month without fucking forcing trades in this range, bro. If yo, chat, spam a one up. Dead ass, man. Yo, you should feel proud, chat. Even if you didn't have a crazy July, if you survive this range, you are like the top of the 1%. Forget the profits. If you survive this month in July in this range without forcing any trades, without, you know, like just taking some random unnecessary trades that you knew your ass shouldn't have done, even if you won the trades, spam a one, because you got through one of the toughest months. If you can get through a month like July, bro, you can probably get through like any other month. Dead ass. You can get through a driving month, you can get through a ranged month. You just got through a ranged month, and then liquidity, and that was pretty long too. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think we'll actually, like, you know, range for that long. But guess what? I think this is just the start of a range, to be honest with you, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Let me start my analysis up and then let me do the breakdown. But I think this is the start of a new range that is approaching. But here, I mean, we'll see what actually happens. Hopefully, you know, not. But we're kind of still in the range, right? Technically, we're kind of still in this range here. So let me just start sharing my screen. All right. So yeah, like, we're still in this area. Hold on, I gotta play fuck it, let's play this song. Wait, where's that Spider-Man album? All right. Anyways, chat. We're wow, one person made it. Shit, man. Congratulations to you, Kira Mario. All right. So, chat. I think we're still stuck here, but here, let's do the breakdown. So, we're actually moving, which is good. You know, it's good, and it's tradable for sure. It's tradable, but at the end of the day, we are still in the range. Can you guess where? I mean, you removed these zones. Let's just remove the entire thing. But let's start off by drawing our support, our next zone, which we had marked up somewhere down here, I believe, right? Or do you have it down here? I think it was up here. I'm pretty sure it was there. I moved it yesterday down there. I don't know why. Maybe it was down there, but I'm gonna leave it there. And then we also have this resistance up around here, right? So like, this is like what I'm talking about in terms of like, you're still in this area, but yeah, you're still in this area. But the good thing is that you are approaching this zone right here coming up. These like 42 15s, like, you know, I someone earlier was like, yo, Don, you've been waiting for these buys for like a whole month now. Yeah, I was. So we're near 4200. We might get wick entry sells next though, but chat, if we are still in this range here, right, just again, just like a thought, you know, you don't gotta like take this part of it to like severe, like where like this must happen or this doesn't need to happen or that won't happen, like just a thought, right? So like you got this entire range right here, right? In this range here, you can see at the bottom of it, like if you draw it here, obviously you draw it here off of where you rejected off of, you know, it shows that it came down to retest these lows over here and it's coming up and they rejected off that support zone. But if you draw it off of like the overall area, like looking at the next support, which is like, I'll say more, I'm using this and I'm using this up here, you can see there's a little gap here, right? Again, like we've been speaking about this gap for like 3 weeks now, almost a month now, that has not been filled yet, which is fine. There's nothing in the book saying that this needs to be filled. There's no like 100% guarantee. It could do whatever it wants to do, but that doesn't mean you can't be aware of the idea that could still happen, or what could this lead to. You know that saying that I say, like, it goes like, if it's not a problem now, it could be a problem for later. This is one of those scenarios, because on the way down, when it was coming down towards these areas here, right, and then these areas here, and then these areas here, all those rejections, all of those times were the times where it came really close to tapping 38.73, like filling that range, the bottom of the range completely, right? If this is your overall range, that's the bottom of it. All of those times that you came down, those green areas, where each time where it had a chance to just continue down, and it didn't. So in those moments, you could have said, if it's not a problem, not gonna be a problem for later. We are now at the later point where look how far you are from that area, but you came close, you can see, but it rejected. Still not there yet, right? So what could this mean? Could this mean if you have a range overall in this area, but you also have a range right here as well, right? In this green zone, there's also another range here. Is there a possibility that you can get a fake out above? There is still a possibility. You've got to remember, price is bullish today, right? This is bullish. You go down to the 4, the 1, the 30, the daily even. It is bullish. But in terms of zoning out, right, and looking at the overall structure, you can confidently say that we're still bearish for the month, or for the year overall. Like on this half of the move overall, you look at it from here, you know, obviously you're bullish. Like from $0 up, you're always going to be bullish on gold. But looking at like the most recent structure, right? Looking at the most recent structure right here, this is bearish. And you can see like the only time where you actually had pullbacks were like here, and then you corrected the move, right? But the drop down is pretty slow. And then this is another time right now, right? I mean, this isn't anything too crazy yet. It could get crazy, especially if you start breaking above like 43 and all of that. But this is also could be a pullback. This could be a lower high, any given point, right? So if going back to the overall idea of that you haven't filled the bottom of the range yet, right? This is your range from 43.39 to like 38.73. That's your range. Is there a possibility that price this could be a fake out? If this were to be NY session, you hop on. If this were to be the NY session, right? And you hop onto like, let's say the 15, the 5, whatever. You know how sometimes we'll be like, hey, you guys are probably like, yo, can you just get in a fucking position done? Like, I really don't give a fuck. You know, chat, you know how we hop in NY session and let's say it's like 8 a.m., right? Fast forward 2 hours later, things are not moving yet. You're in a range. Let's say 10:15 opens up, breaks out above the range. What would we say that is? Like, what's that term that we use? I'm not gonna ask. We use the term first breakout could be a fake out. If you look at price here on a daily, you've been ranging for a whole month. You know that other scenario that I say it to, where I'm like, Sometimes when you look at the ranges for so long during a session, you might think the first breakout could be a move. You might think the first volatile push could be a move. This is the first volatile push in this range. This volatile push that we have today could be any given point. I'm not saying it is, but it could be at any given point. Lower highs though. It could be a fake out. It could lead to a much greater move than what this move is today. So again, you don't need to like take that analysis, be like, oh, that means it's going down. We're not gonna assume any of that, but just be open to the concepts that like, what is price printing right now? What could this be? After ranging for a whole month, you really think it's gonna take one day to correct? You really think it's gonna take one day to reverse trend? Possibility, there is a chance, but I'll say 9 times out of 10, what's needed? One, structure, and that's it, structure. So you'll be able to tell off a structure. So if you are coming up here, you're correcting this entire range looking left here, you still have yet to have any sort of pullbacks here, right? This is just one consistent push for the most part. You can check the smaller time frame, right? It's like one consistent push, maybe a small pullback here and here, nothing too severe to say it's liquidity, right? So as you approach these zones here, and this is the first, there's been no pullback zones, right? Could you expect price to create higher lows before going up? Hell yeah, you could expect structure to be created, right? If it's not, it could be anywhere. That's the thing we got to figure out, where is that going to be? But what we do know is that there's zones that we could use here to our advantage to like determine what areas you could react at. So I have a 40-22 zones right now, that's slightly above this range right around here, right? But there's a chance, again, price could break above these ranges, 42.22, come back into the ranges, and then continue down, and then actually start ranging for real. Because this is a range, but I don't think it's like overall in this area what the range could be. The range could still be between 43 and 38. You were just ranging in here. This is like a rookie range. That's rookie numbers. 1 month, bro, this can range for another 2-3 months for all I know, right? But again, it's tradable. This range is tradable. So that's what I got going on. That's just an idea, right? To tell if it's bullish or not, either way, you're gonna need like a breakout above 4,200, and you need a pullback to hold. If that holds, continues on its way up, breaks above these areas, amazing. Now you have like structure, higher lows to continue up, amazing. But other than that, any given point, this could happen. Like, just, I'm not saying this is what's gonna happen. You know, sometimes a lot of traders think it's just like it's like a black or white thing. It's like it's either bullish or bearish. No, man, it could be either or. But that is a scenario. Just be open to that idea, right? It's gonna help with your overall analysis. But here's what we can do today, though. Right now, this is what we're gonna mark up. You're coming up right now, no pullbacks on the way down, right? On the way up, right? Wick entry sells. So the only thing we gotta figure out now is where could that be, right? Where could a wick entry sells be? So we have 42.22, which is like the overall daily zones. Could be a zone 2. There's also more areas up here at like 42, 43. We can also use that too. I think what I'll do here, to be honest, is I'll leave 40.22 here for wick entry sells, and then 42.51 is next. So if you could approach 40.22, 42.22, we can take wick entry sells. That's just an overall rejection area. Let me just check one more thing here. There's a leg kind of body down here as well. So off of this, yeah, we could use this. It's like 40.22. That's where I got it. So yeah, if you can approach that zone, chat, wick entry sells, and then our stops, what we could do here is we can look for like, you're like, wick entry sells. We can probably use in this case like 1700 pip stop, 43.93. So then this stop becomes like, maybe that's a pretty tight stop. That'll be around 1700. That's like 0.0. Think, bro, quick. Think 0.009, 0.08. I think that's 0.09 lot. That's what we used, all right? So 42.22, that's what I got next for the wick entry sells, because you're expecting price to create structure on the way up. So that's the idea. That's what I got here. So if you can approach that zone, amazing. No pullbacks on the way up would be nice. If you do pull back, then our next zone is going to be 42.58, which is wick entry sell zones as well. right? And then for buys, like buys are amazing because we're obviously like still bullish right now, but you're gonna need to break above structure and hold. So you gotta break above like 42.22, 42.58, and then actually pull back and hold. That's a zone that we've been looking for like 3 weeks now, 4,200, right? We need that to break. It is near. It was like around 42.22, right? And the only thing left over is the pullback part. So, you know, without pulling back, we can't really develop that structure. So we need a pullback first anyways, if we were to look for continuation of buys, right? Above like 42, 22, if you break above there, let's say you break through 5.8 as well, like this, and then looking left here, this could be your pullback area, anywhere between there. So if you break into that yellow zone, you pull back into that yellow zone, you can hold 22, you can pull back into the range, it doesn't matter. The further the pullback, the better, but then the re-break, the continuation, that's your buy. So it could be later in the session, it could be tomorrow, I don't know, but that's what I got next. All right, chat? So yeah, pretty straightforward. 42.22 is the wick entry sell that we got going on for the next idea today. Simple, but again, like you wanna have just the ideas like kind of ready to go. All right, like overall, just the general idea, because that's gonna help. Even though we're looking for, like, you know, someone might put a comment in and say we're only looking for 10 pips, why does it matter? Like, you want to just help with the general idea of why you're looking for the ideas you're looking for. Like, why would you look for wick entry sells here? Why would you look for like, even though, like, you know, we may not fake out into the range, this may not be liquidity, this may be an actual drive, like the idea that you have not filled the daily zones here helps with the general idea behind the wick entry sells here, even though we're really far away from those zones down here. It's just like the idea that you need pullbacks to continue up, right? So that's the general idea that we got. But yeah, 42 22 chat, maybe like 4220, just get ready for like 4220 to 4220 4022 zone. So if we do enter, it'll be like a 0.09 lot, I'm pretty sure. 0.9, I think, yeah, 0.9 should be good. And then 1700 pip stops, and then our stops are going to be above, like above here. I'll say around here, like 44.10, that'll be my stop. And then what else I got here? So I got 42.58, 39.97. Wait, what? 43.39. Imagine we missed about like 10 pips here and it just doesn't happen for the rest of the session. GG's. 43.39, and then 43.97. 43.97. Oh, that's my stop, right? True. But yeah, pretty straightforward. Like, we're actually approaching those higher time frame zones that we've had marked up. Like, I don't think we had to change much, right? Yeah, so 4.10, and then down here is what I got. 48.73, so that's gonna help. All right, chat. Straightforward. Let's see. We're close. We're like maybe 60 pips away. I think that just pulled back, but that's fine. These are small pullbacks. As long as you don't get anything like, chat, as long as the pullbacks aren't anything like this, you know? If this happens, for sure, GG. We're going to move that zone up or something, but here is fine. Anywhere here is still okay. What time is it? 8:30, 8:26, so 30 minute opened up, no bottom wick, that's fine. I'm assuming if this candle closes bullish in about 4 minutes here, this next 30 opens up and you could get a top wick first. So yeah, that could then be our entries. Hold on, what else is there? So if I were to do this again, you have a leg count down here. 6.3 is next. This is just off of these zones. What else is here? Could be something else. 37. Sounds like a leg kind of body reaction zone, really. It's not bad, not bad. Not bad. But I'm just glad we're out of this range, chat. At the end of the day, This is good. But, you know, don't get too carried away. Like, on a day like this, again, like, bro, it's really a thing. The longer you sit in the range, the more you are gonna move your ideas from being up here to like lowering the actual probability, because you're just setting down for less. So you don't want to sell down for less just because today's the first day you have volume out the gates, right? Like, still wait for your ideas, wait for your plays and your playbook to still play out. Don't like try to rush the ideas today, because again, it's the first breakout. It's the first set of volume. If this is like a 5-minute time from at 8 a.m., this is the first set of volume, right? So you know how that goes when you've been watching the streams here for the last couple of weeks. So the first set of volume versus the second set of volume versus the actual trend versus the actual direction, right? You know what's required to form in order to get direction. So you don't want to like try to jump the gun too early. $42.20. Yes, I just have a 42.37, and then I got a 43.39 or 42.63, and then 43.90. Yeah, my stops are just like above that structure. Trying to see if there's any other small time frame zones I could use here, but how much is this range? 120. So yeah, we'll probably look to target that. Like nothing too crazy still, right? So from 42.28, hold on, no, that's the wrong area. 42.22 down to like, I'll say like 42.05, kind of where you're struggling right now. So it's like a 200 range. We'll probably try to attempt. All right, 30-minute opening right now, guys, in about 1 minute. You know, like 190 to 200 around there. That's not bad. It's pretty good. And then, yeah, as the session goes on, chat, as we get more like information being printed, we'll add more ideas or whatnot, right? But you have like, again, volume is here. Like this move was how much here during the day so far? Like 1,400 pips. That's not bad. I think all-time highs is like 4,000 pip move. Like the most you moved in the day. I think it was this day. Like this is the most he moved ever of all time. I think March 23rd, 2026. Or was it this? 3,000. No, it was this. This is what it was. This right here. This is 7,000. This candle right here on January 30th. That was 7,000 pip move down. That was the most, I'm pretty sure. Fucking nuts. So yeah, 1,000 is like scratching the surface really nowadays. What's up, Matt? What's up, Robin? What's up, Penzo? Sorry, chat. There's a lot going on today. There's a lot going on today. Holy. All right, so 30-minute opens up. First thing you do is bottom wick. So again, like if we actually react here before, like this is still okay, I'll say. But let's say it starts heading down to like, you know, 96, 97 here. We're gonna move that zone for sure. We're gonna move that 42.22 up towards 43.37. That's my next zone. And we just keep doing that on the way up. Because again, like the general idea is like based off of like the higher time frames, like the 1 to 30 to 15 and all of that. So like as long as you don't have structure going up still, the ideas are still valid. So you can keep moving it up. But yeah, as soon as you actually do have some type of reaction, right? Let's say it continues up and we keep moving the zones up because you keep creating like small type instruction the way up. It's fine, but then you get one entire move that corrects it like this, and it starts ranging or something. Like at that point, this is the move. Like that's the pullback. That's like actual liquidity, and then that's GG's probably, right? So like in general, like you can keep doing it today on a day like today when this is like the very first move going up. Like you can keep moving it up all the way up until I'll say like even like 40, even above 43.39. Even if you manage to just make your way all the way up towards there and you keep creating structure, again, like the way it goes up matters more than the actual zones itself. So like you can have zones marked up and ready to go for wick entry sells, right? But the way it comes up is how we make those adjustments, and that's how we're able to tell whether this is valid or this is not valid, right? So you got to watch the small time frame as well going up. But this can happen all the way up until above 43.41. It can break above. We can even get a 39.97 wick entry sell if it just manages to just rip up, right? But we'll be able to tell whether it's gonna react or not off of, or I probably will be able to tell off of like the structure coming up, right? If there is on the small time frame. So that's what I'll use to my advantage. But it looks like we're coming down towards 97 here. Or 98 got tapped. You didn't really tap into 97. This is a pullback, but again, nothing too crazy yet. How far were we there? Earlier we were like maybe like 90 pips away still, so it's a little far. Yeah, so we move it, it'll be like roughly up in these areas. I'll say like 42.55 areas. Let's see though. I'll say more so if it breaks below like into these zones. How much is this pullback? This is like 1400, right? That's not bad at all. .9 on that account, 800 pips stop. Yeah, 1800 pips. I'll use a 0.9. 0.09. Not a 0.90. 0.09. You buying above 42.22 if you create like structure, or maybe even above 42.55. Like once you actually create structure, which you haven't had yet. If you watch the analysis, I'm not looking for any buys here. I don't got buys until you actually have structure. I'm looking for wick entry sells right now though. I'm not in yet, chat. Like once I'm in, you'll see my zones. You'll see, my positions. We haven't tapped our zones yet. If you've been, bro, chat. Do you guys pay attention? What do you mean? Am I looking for? I just spent 20 minutes doing an analysis on how I'm looking for sells at a certain level. If you have enough structure going up, does that just go in one ear and out the other ear? Like, I just did a whole breakdown. I just did a whole breakdown, bro. I just did a whole breakdown. Literally, what I'm looking for, exactly to the fine tip of the detail. And you guys ask me, what am I taking right now? Yo, guys. You guys gotta get off TikTok, bro. You guys gotta get off TikTok. Get off TikTok, please, bro. Take a little break, Take like a 15-minute break off TikTok, at least. Just 15 minutes, though. Just got here? That's what everyone says, huh? I'm new here. What are you looking for, Don? You gotta go back a little bit, Go here. If you want a better idea of what I'm looking for today, you gotta go back to 8 a.m. like 8:15. Around 8:15, I do my analysis. Go just replay back if you want the full in depth. If you don't care about why I'm entering, but if I do enter and I go in drawdown, you might shit your pants. Then I'm looking for wick entry sells at 42.22 or 42.22. That's what I'm looking for wick entry sells at. All right. So if you want to understand why I'm getting in on that idea, the better analysis was like the full breakdown at 8:15. So that's what I broke down at that time. But again, if you don't need to watch it, I'm looking for this at 42.22. So if you don't watch it, if you do go into drawdown in the trade, you might just shit your pants more, just because you don't know the reasons behind why we got in. So now you're just getting in because another man got in, and then you're just copying that another man, and then, you know, that person might understand his analysis, but you might not. So, like, you know, it's better to know all the details, okay, is what I'm trying to say. It's better to know all the details than just to try to jump the gun and just hope that someone during the watch, someone watching is like gonna save you. What's your take on that? 0.9, 1800 pips. Well, I only did 0.09 because like on like a 24, we're using like a 0.05, right? And then like 23, 24, 20, 22,000, we've been using like, I think 0.07 or 0.08 or something. What have we been using on 2000? I think 0.07 on 2000. So like 18, 19. You could go 0.8 if you want to instead of 0.9. It's up to you, really. I'm using on 0.09 though. But it's like around 1800. Or when I measured, it was like 1750 around it. But yeah, it's just pretty much 1800 pips. You can go with 0.08 if you want. Yeah, it's around here. Wait, where was my stops again? My stops were around up here, right? Yeah, like up here, like 17. If we get a 42.22, it's like 1700. Closer to 17. This might be wrong. Hold on. This is 22. Right, let's say, yeah, right there. And then up here, that's at 17, 1730. You can go 0.08 if you want. It's up to you. Could today be the day? This could be the first trade of the month, chat. We haven't gotten the first trade for August yet. 4-hour flips though. This will be moved for sure. This re-breaks the lows here. It just re-breaks this. Hopefully you don't start ranging, you know, because last night, chat, I was up until like around, like I slept a little late last night, but I was up until around 12, and like looking at this thing at 12, it was already flying up. Like when I opened up, when I was like going to bed, it was like not all time highs, but it was like, you know, pumping. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm excited to see how it goes tomorrow. I wake up, open the charts up, and it's the same thing. It's no top wick again. It's still pumping, and like, damn. But I had last night I was looking for an idea. I had a wick entry sell zone at like 78 yesterday around here last night, and I guess it just tapped it around like 5 a.m. So like it happened at like 3, so I was well asleep. But that's what I was looking for yesterday when we were like still like around here during like pre-New York. I was looking for wick entry sells at 78. I think that's what I had on stream marked up yesterday too, so I just kept it. And then yeah, it did react, but it wasn't that severe, right? It would have been a position for sure though, like 240 pips minimum of a range, right? So you would have got maybe like 30, 40, 50, 60s, 70s, 80s, right? Whatever. But yeah, so waking up, like it was up now at like 97, I think, earlier. All right, so it just started pumping, continue to pump. But here, chat, see this pullback here? So we're gonna move, you probably might not want to hear this, but we're probably gonna move it up a little bit. I'll say towards 37. So 42.37 is next. 42.37. So a little higher, like some more so up here, like 37, 60 zones. I think it's also a daylight kind of body reaction too, but that's what I'll have next. Just because there's a little bit of structure you can see, right? There's a pullback here, and this actually broke below 96. Depends though. Let's see. Not completely there yet. Like there's still a chance we can still get a 22, especially if We'll see. We'll see. I want to see how it looks coming down. If it does come down further, and how it comes up. There could still be, there's still a small chance, could be 22 still, but as of right now, like by default, I'll put 42.37. That's what I got next. So again, like going up, chat, is more important. Like whenever you look for these wick entries, or like first initial reactions, or like how you know it's gonna be this level or that level, like you really never would know. But what you could do to increase the probability is looking at the structure, because like that structure developing going up is much more important than the actual zone itself. Like, you know how sometimes you pull a fib up and you have like a 61.8 retracement, you have a 38.2 retracement, you have a 50 retracement, right? You have like these three levels. That's the same thing. Like, how do you know which one's gonna react off of it? Well, you look at the structure, right? You look to see like how much structure you have going up towards those areas. So like, let's say for instance, like this is like a bullish move here, and then you have like, let's say I don't know, like 30.2 retracement here, right? You have a 61.8 here. Or no, you have a 50 here. Is that how it goes? I forgot how it goes. I think so. Then you have a 61.8 retracement down here, right? So you have three zones. So then when you're looking at price here, you want to see like if there's structure going down, like how much structure going down in this case. So let's say coming down towards like 38, it's just one consistent move, fine, that's still valid, right? But let's say it starts to develop like lower high like this, right? Okay, you want to move that down now towards the next zone, which is the 50 zone, right? The 50 zone is next. So then like off of the 50 zone, like is there going to be one consistent move down? If it is, fine, you're expecting a reaction to continue back up, or you're expecting a higher low to be created before going down, right? So that would be the wick entry buy idea right there. But now, like, let's say there was structure going down there as well, right? You probably want to continue shifting that zone down. So now you have the 61.8 retracement, right? So again, you want to see a consistent move from like the 50 to the 61. And if there is, you're looking for the first initial reaction. Again, before like price continues down, or for a fake out, you're expecting a higher low to occur to retest the previous highs, right? So that's like why, like same thing goes for like a fib retracement. It's like the same thing as drawing your support and resistance, because the way it comes down matters more than the actual zone. Like, you don't want to just mark up like, oh yeah, I have a 38.2 retracement here, and then just get it off of that. Like, how is it going down? Because you're missing all those finer details on like the minute and the 5 coming down, and that's like important information. Why would you not want to take advantage of it, right? It's gonna tell you a lot. But a lot of times I see like people just mark up like one zone, they leave that zone for the whole session, or they leave that zone for like the whole entire like they just don't watch anything else aside from that zone, right? It's just like a very like small thing you could do that will add a lot to your trading. Yeah, it's going back down. All right, so just a little bit of structure here going up, right? Wait, hold on, I forgot. We can also get wick entry buys, chat, because this is a bullish move, no pullbacks as well. This is actually a move up. I forgot that we could even do that today, right? So where could that be? So the thing is, if you want those wick entry buys, right, that's also another thing too. Right, so there's no pullbacks going up, or nothing severe. Something like this would be pretty severe, I'll say. No bottom wick right there. That could be something. We'll leave that there for now. How much is this though? So no bottom wick right there. The U coming down is maybe like 500. Yeah, so probably earlier than that, to be honest. Let me remove a 93. We don't need 98s no more, to be honest. So if it's not the wick entry sells, chat, we can also get continuation with the trend wick entry buys, right? So go to the playbook. It's more so of, it is more so of playbook V2. It is more so of, I think, drive and first initial pullbacks. Like higher time frame, I would say it's in the range, but then you have drive, and then you're looking for continuation at the range 2 breakout. So you can look for buys technically. I have them above 42 anyways, but wait for range 2 breakout first. First breakout could be a fake out right here, right? First breakout could be a fake out. So if you are driving up, basically, not like if you're ranging, higher time frame, but then you have a smaller time frame drive here, right? Like you, or let me just make it simpler. So look, like if you have a drive like this, right? And it's just like one constant drive, and then you get a move down. Like a lot of times you might mix that move coming down for like, oh yeah, it's reversing, right? But like since like this was the very first pullback, you're still expecting this to occur, a lower high to occur before like coming back down to retest and continue down. Or if it goes the opposite way, either way, you're expecting a fake out, right? So then like that's why like those wick entry buys are still valid. The only thing is like picking the zone, like where is that going to be, right? So for me, it's usually like previous support zones that you could react off of. So if you go to the current price again, where could that be, right? So we have 4138 is pretty clean. I think that's the same zone we've been working around with yesterday. 38, right? I think we had something there for like wick entry sells yesterday, right? Before it came up. So that could be something by default. No bottom wick there in the 4 hour as well. So like that's pretty far still. But minor pullbacks could be doable too. I'll say like 74 is not too bad here, chat. Like I'll say 74, 87 zones here. Yeah, I'll say like 87 zones here. 88. Is there any pullbacks coming down right now? Fuck, there was already a pullback here. Damn. So this came close. This was like 91. You pull back. Not too crazy though. Like if it comes down, you're gonna get another move like this. How much is this range here coming down from here to here? Is like 110. Let's just say give or take, it does the same thing. 110. Next zones are down here. What is this gonna be though? Is there anything significant here is the question. So we can go ahead and look left again. It's not bad. There's some areas to the left here. I'll put 78, honestly. That's what I had initially too. I'll leave that at 78, chat. Yeah, 78 is pretty valid. 78. 78 or 80s, 4180 zones. So yeah, like we can also get wick entry buys here too at 4180, but you're gonna need to come down again, right? So this is still gonna be like a 115 pip push down if you want the wick entry buys. But 88 I'll remove just because 88 I think would have been valid though if you didn't pull back just now, if you just constantly came down. But again, like this already pulled back, right? So you want one clean push down. So then yeah, next zone is 80. So 80 pips below where we had it. So 4180 is like right around here. And if we get a 4180 zone, then what could our stops be? 4180, 646. You're looking for maybe 24, 22, 24, 22. Yeah, so if you get 4180, your stops are bigger than the wick entry sells, just because like it's below these ranges. So then your lot size could be like a 0.04 probably. If you do get wick entry buys, 0.04. So it's like a lot, like half of, like more than half of what we'd do for the wick entry buys. But unless we can find another stop, we could use this technically a little higher. This is 2000 on the dot, and that'll be a 0.06 lot. 3976. 3978. Yeah, if we get 80 chat, we could use this. It's like 2000. So then lots could be like, if we get wick entry buys there, 0.06, right? 2000 pip stops. But let's see, you gotta come down towards 80. This is re-breaking a lows once again. So let's see, can you get one move straight down here? Get ready. It could be a thing, chat, for wick entry buys, okay? Could be a thing. I just remembered because this is actually moving up, right? So no pullbacks going up. So first pullbacks down could be very valid. All right, let's see. This is re-breaking a low. Spreads are not bad too. So could be volume coming in. What's up, Spaceman? Yeah, so it's gonna be chat. It's gonna be right after the 1 hour flip too. So maybe the 1 hour candle can close bearish, and then that's a leg candle. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe. This thing, if this thing flips bearish, it'll be a leg candle. So then leg candle fill going up. That's not too bad. If only that was above 4,200. That's also pretty clean. But wick entry buys we can take care for sure. And it might be chat our first buy since April 29. So can it be? Below the flip is like roughly 82. So if that can flip and drive, that'd be nice. 7 minutes left until a 1 hour close too. Let's see. 70 pips away. And I think TP's chat. We'll try to attempt. I think BE's. I got measured that actually. I should do that. Let's see. If we get an 80, let's look left and see what you got. So if we get an 80. I'll say 83 would be like a good I'm gonna use this. You can actually use this too. 82.80, that'll be like a break-even zone, so 20-ish pips around there, and then trail stops could maybe be like 41.83, and then if you break that, then next zones are a little further, so 85, and then we'll attempt it all the way up until I'll say like around 87. So nothing too crazy, like a 70 pip TP will attempt here. Yeah, like around 60, 70 pips for the wick entry buys. If you can get an 80, 80.13. All right, so 1 hour close. No, not yet. 5 more minutes. But 1 hour flipped. Two 4 pips pullback, is it? Yeah, 250, 240, 250, 260. So yeah, chat, like 4220 obviously at this point, you know, it's not gonna be our wick entry sell no more. Our wick entry sell is gonna be moved up towards like 4255 for now, but yeah, 4255 I'll say. And then 43.39 after and all of that. Let's see. We haven't gotten a buy in like 3 months, chat. April, May, June, July, August. Like 4 months. 4 months without actually getting a fucking buy position. What's up, P911? Yes, gold is active again, or is soon about to be active in the range. What's up, Daniel? I see chat. Spreads are pretty wide on the way down. It's good. You're not looking for a directional thing. You're looking for a lower high, right? Can we get an 80? 80. Can we break 85? Look at the spreads. So if they're wide on the way down, that means like directional is still bullish technically, right? So 50 more pips. 80.13 is what I got. Exactly at that level. It's breaking into the range here, so the rest of the range fills down towards 82. Then 82 is just 20 pips away from 80. Like right there. $84. Can we break 82? Right here. 1 hour opening too, so right on the 1 hour opening, you can come down straight right away for a bottom wick first chat. Wait, any news today? No, right? Nothing crazy until ADP, ISM, that's about it. Orange folders. 10 a.m. next folder. That pullback is fine. It's like if you start like re-breaking above like 202 or something, you know, we'll move it. Not even, yeah. If you break above like here, like 93 or something, we'll move it. This is close though. This is 30 pips away from our zone. So I'm guessing 1 hour opening could be continuation straight down. That's the only way we can get the wick entry, right? Yeah, 4 opening. Oh yeah, 4 opening too. 1 hour and the 4 opening. Yeah, 1 hour is a leg candle too, so we'll have a head start to that leg candle if that even does, right? Worst case, you get reaction off the body, which is like from 80 up to like 80 pips. So yeah, chat. BE is gonna be like around 82, okay? If we get an 80, BE is 82.80. Trail stops is 83.69. Next trail stops is like 41.85 and then 87 and all of that. Okay, so yeah, top wick first, no bottom wick. So 1 hour leg candle, right? So is this the fine to take here? If you have a pullback here, if you flip, we're gonna move it down actually. So since there's more pullbacks here, right? Going down, that matters more than the actual zone itself. So we are going to move that down. Next zones are gonna be like around like 40, 41. Let's see, what could the next zones be? $41.70. 38 is what we could also have too, but that's later. I'll say that's more so if you create more structure on the way down. But I'll put like, to be honest, like 70 zones. Like 70 zones, like 5-9 zones. Let's see. Yeah, like I'll put 61. I'll put a 61. No bottom wick right there. That's what I use. I use the candle from on the 1 hour time frame. 61.815. So we'll move that down. Again done. Yes, again. It's still like again like the structure matters more than the actual zone itself, right? But it's not too far still. It's like right there. It just requires a flip on the 1 hour really. Once you flip, next zone could be right down there. But yeah, I won't be using an 80 no more. And if it goes up, chat, again, like 42.55, that's still my wick entry sell zone, right? So that's what we have wick entry sells at still. So that's still valid. But yeah, 2 ideas for both biases too today. We're in that like circumstance. All right, 61.812, 61.815. That's around there. So lots of ideas today on a day where it's this volatile. Like you're bullish on like small time frames, higher time frames, still technically bearish. It opens up plenty of ideas. So you can look for now liquidity, as an overall liquidity wick entry sell, or you can look at small time from liquidity buys, like higher lows to continue on the day's bullish candle, right? So it works both ways. How much was that top wick there on the opening? This was 65, right? So chat, if this was like above 4,200, shit, leg candle fill, clean. This leg candle is like perfect leg candle, like 230 pips. Let's see what this is. So you still have yet to got the leg candle body reaction. So that's the only chance we have to actually come down. The leg candle 1 hour reaction. How much was this so far? Total like 110. Not bad. So yeah, 110 the re-breakout lows. That's still like 220 until 61 or 41.61. And I think 61 might give you a better like TP, because then we can maybe use like we can attempt at 93, you know, we can try. That's like the leg candle body highs if it were to come down again, because you have this entire range now, right? So that might give you a much bigger runner than like the 71 zone. 71 only gave you like, I think 80 pips, 80 to 100 pips. Playlist, just search up Productivity FM. That's what I use, just that YouTube, on YouTube. $55 is how far? 560. Yes, that's far, right? Or 37. I think we had a 37 too, but 37. This pullback is way too steep. 44. 44 could be 44, 43, between that and 63. Why do I have a 55? Forty-three, 43, and then 63 is up there. So this is 63. So yeah, 43 and then 63. And then basically anything between here can't really do much on. So leave that there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is the blue range. This is the range where I can't really do much in right now, chat. Between 61 and 42, 43. I was hoping the fork opened up and just bottom wick first, but came up top wick first, right? So then that's just more structure now. That's your first. I'll say this is like one of your first, like your steepest lower high that you've had since the move down, right? So it could also just correct the entire thing. NYSE open at 30, so we don't even have like NYSE open yet. NYSE open at 9:30 in about 20 minutes. And then you got ISM versus PMI at 10 or 9:45. You have final service PMI, and then ISM service PMI at 10. Crude oil inventories at 10:30, and then shit, you even got a Trump speech today at 4:30. Damn. Oh, I don't even have my my Discord thing connected here. Hold on. If I didn't have that, chat, that would have sucked. True. Body reaction, I think that's the 1 hour lecandle body reaction, right? So now you have a high at least though. So let's see, like usually like leg candles for the bottom wicks, I mean we just made a video yesterday on it, right? The bottom wick, who knows how steep it will be, but what we do know is that we do have 61 zones, right? So let's see. it may still react off of like 73, 70s, even 80s. Who knows? But this is the body reaction off of this area, right? So this is the leg candle. That's the body of the leg candle. So now, like, if you like pull back, it can flip, it could not flip, right? But you do have the body. So then now it's just a matter of like coming back up to re-break the highs and then holding that 4193, and then above there, that's like the rest of the leg candle fill. And I think it gives you like maybe 150 pips after. Not bad, not bad. Can we flip? This is a 4-hour flip coming up. 15, could that be a leg candle too? 15, if it closes, if it flips within a minute here, it could be a leg candle as well. Is this an invisible candle? I think this might be invisible. Invisible candle. So then if it's invisible, that might not be too strong of a zone, which is good in our favor. And then chat, if we start coming down towards 61 and then you start pulling back, so same thing that we did earlier, like on the way up towards our wick entry sell zone, same thing we did on the wick entry buy zones at 80. If you keep doing that same thing, we'll move it down next towards 38. Or there might be something in between, but I have a 38 right now. I haven't found it in between just yet. All right, but let's say like it does come down like near 61, it pulls back. The only thing we can do is just move it right further down. So my next zone is down here at 38. If it does something like this, where let's say it comes down towards like 66 or something, 65, and it just pulls back, lower highs, re-breaks, like you're gonna have to move that. You said 43. 43 is tempting on the 4-hour flip. Yeah, I mean, you're expected to get a bottom and wick if you flip. Let's see. How many traders online? 68,000, damn. That's not bad. That's not too bad with no news. Yeah, 1 hour is a leg. 1 hour is a leg candle. Oh, I can actually link the leg candle video now to Nightbot. Come on, gold. That gold's probably waiting for NYSE. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Wow, so from 361. Our last buy was here, right? April 29. So from 61 until 95, that's like 34 trades. So 34 trades after, that's not too bad. Is that right? 90. Yeah. 94, 34. Let's see, 1 hour re-breaks the highs here. Could be the entire leg candle fills. Then, I mean, shit, we'll be right in the middle between the both of them, both of the ideas. I think the middle is like roughly here, right? 43 or 41.61. Re-breaking the 1 hour highs there. So, yeah, leg candle is in effect. And if you feel that leg candle after the highs, I mean, it's still 280. Again, not the worst, but you're just again in the middle of like both our ideas, right? So it's more so just about picking a side, really. Gold picking a side. But this is the 1 hour leg candle fill. Alright, you're re-breaking the highs. So the only thing you need to do now is really hold. If this was above 4,200 chat, we'll be all in on the positions. It feels above like 42, like 4220, right? 4240. I'll say above here. You have a leg candle here though, so could be. If you break above 63 today. And in 6 minutes until NYC open. So Wicket. $10 p.m. candle last night. This one right here. No, that's not 10. 10, 8, 9, 10. This one right here. Yeah, that's pretty clean. Like this, you talking about this one? 10 is here, right? 10, 11, 12, yeah. And then the 12, the one when it broke at 12, it looks clean. There's also a leg count there too, right? On the one. It's not bad. No, it's bad. No, it's bad. Technically, this is a celery blade too on the one right here. So the leg candle celery. If you look back at the old playbook. On the re-break of the highs is a celery. In this case. So yeah, hopefully you can celery your way up towards 43. Because then that's like 260, and that's our wick entry sell zone. Damn, 73,000 traders online. Numbers going up. What day is today, chat? Wednesday? Or Tuesday? Today is Wednesday. Dontavius. What's up, man? Another day. Another day, another discipline. Have you ever thought about actively managing a trade while in DD without actually waiting for the stop loss to hit, like closing half and then re-entering the half at a better position, sort of? I don't know if like closing half and entering at a half, if we just close, we close. Like I haven't, at least lately, haven't like closed half of drawdown trade. Usually just close full management if we were to manage. Maybe in the future though. Maybe, who knows? But that's not a bad deal. But usually, like, I like the idea, like, if we had a selective stop loss and then we had like a selective like management part of price, usually once it breaks that management part, it's GG's. Like, we'll make the observation off of that. So, like, I don't know. There's no like in between for me. It's kind of just like it's valid or it's not valid anymore, right? If it's like kind of valid, it's valid. It's no like kind of valid. Let's close half. You know, like I just close full at the management point. It's not a bad idea though. Or we add a pineapple, right? Pineapple too, and we move our stops down. That's something I'll do as well. But I don't think I've ever like closed half. What was 93 again? 93 RTP, right? Yeah, we'll leave that there. Fuck it. Let's leave that there. America. Can I still copy trade? We're not in any trades right now. We have ideas though, like pre-planned here. So we have wick entry sells at 43, 42, 43. We had wick entry buys at 61, which we moved down from like 80 zones earlier because you got pullbacks. Never tapped 80, and then 61 is next. So we have wick entry buys and wick entry sells today. That's about it. I don't have trending buy positions like directional breakouts and all of that until above like 42.63. Once you actually have structure, which I don't think we have yet, so that's gonna be a while. And then for like directional sells, that's gonna be a matter of if you can break structures. That probably won't be until like below here. If we start breaking below like 4070s, 4100s, below there, I'll look for like continuation sells. But today, this is bullish, so it's only wick entry buys and wick entry sells off the higher time frames, and those are the two ideas. So whenever it gets to those price points, we'll be looking for positions. Otherwise, anything in the blue range is just a non-tradable range here for me. NYSE open here though. The remain opened up. Not bad. 54 pips or 45 pips. Wick entry styles now at 43 still. Up here. So same zones. Like I'll say 42, 43 areas. So that's still like, you know, 400 pips away. One hour left getting filled right now though. I think you got about 80 pips to go. Buy. So you can take your buys, man. I don't have any buy ideas until about 42, 63 once you pull back. So I'm really far. You said since lockdown. Damn. W Mac. Come on, gold. Do something. India can be a fake out. But it's a possibility, yeah. Like I think if this today were to be on like the minute time frame and we were or the 15 or the 5 or the 30, like any like small time frame instead of the daily, it just if you just look at the daily and replace that with a small time frame, right? And it were to be like 8 a.m., that could be the first set of volume. So if that's the first set of volume, it might not always be the trending move. Because I do think that there's a chance. If you go back to more analysis, really it might be a better answer, but there's a chance that this could be volume to range, if that makes sense, between here still, because you're still between, you're literally in the middle. So there's a chance that this move right now, happening going up right now, could just be liquidity to be the range, because again, this has not been filled yet down here. And if this is a range right here, anything above here could be a false breakout, right? You're not above there completely yet, so there could still be more room to go up. But if you close above in some universe and then you start closing back into the range, that's your fake out. And if that's your fake out, the start of a range is here, right? So I know you've been ranging, but it could be ranging overall, which is very tradable still, chat. I wouldn't be too scared of that, to be honest, but like that is a possibility, right? Like the ranges are still between 38, 73 and 33, 39. But again, it's tradable, right? It's like maybe like a 4,500 pip range. So it's like very tradable. Much better than just being stuck here. So yeah, daily could be that. But you're not really like above yet. I'll say you're right at the resistance. So there could still be more room to drive. That's why we have wick entry sells, right? We're looking for that liquidity. Higher lows to form before going up. But yeah, this is like the first set of volume. Like it's because like this is the first day where you're actually moving, in this range since like a month, right? So days like this, I think it's just you're more prone to just like actively be hunting for ideas. I mean, if you're in DD and this trade still valid, but starting to create some structure in the lower time frame, like a certain level is broken, there's a chance that DD trade can get more into DD. Likely to fill up a range, why not close half that position to re-enter? Well, yeah, at that point, if you have a higher, like there's always more chance of like higher DD, but if you start breaking above structure, for me, it's just like close full. Like if we have like a management point and it breaks above that management point and it pulls back and holds it and creates structure, at that point, just get out. Like, if this is the range here, and let's just say we got onto like sells, right? And then it starts breaking above, the range is up above here. I'll wait for the pullback. If that holds it, we'll tell if it holds it by breaking this high. Let's say our stop loss is like up here, right? So if you start re-breaking this high, we're gonna move our stop loss from here down to here, and we're just gonna close full. That's gonna be our management. But at the first break, it could be a fake out. So I would say like, yeah, it could still fake out, continue down, right? So that's why we'll still be in the trade. But if it starts to pull back, right, and after pulling back and our entry is like down here, it starts to just create structure going up now. It starts to re-break this high. That's gonna be our stop now. So we're just gonna close full. There's no point on like, or for me at least, there's no point on right now for like a half closure and then adding when it's valid again. Once it breaks that high, GG's. And like, there's no need to add a pineapple too, because if that trade there is still valid, like if this entry is still valid and there's still a chance it could be a fake out or whatever idea we had, there's no need to add more to the positions, because then you're just looking to add more into the profits, and that's not the point of pineapples, right? Like, it's not a bad idea. I just close full. Because then it's just like adding another pineapple, then closing half and adding another position. It's like, you might as well just add the second pineapple, because there's a reason you're adding a pineapple, because there's more structure coming down now, right? So then that's your pineapple. But it's like for valid reasons, like it's either valid or not valid. There's no like in between. The same way it goes for like looking for trades. It's either a good trade or it is not a good trade. A good trade is like anything that's following your playbook. A non-good trade is anything that's not in your playbook. So it's just one or the other. There's no like, this trade is okay. I'm gonna enter with small lot size. Nah. Like, what do you mean enter with a small lot size? Just not enter. Why would you want to enter a lower probability position, right? So if you're a trader, you're in drawdown, and it becomes a lower probability position, now just get out. Manage your position. $10 a.m. news, yeah, good reminder, thank you. 10 a.m. you have ISM, yeah, PMI. Damn. Let's see. ISM, I'm not too sure. I don't know if it will even bring volume. We'll see. I'm hoping for volume though. Like, I can only hope for volume, but I don't know, because like this is a decent push already for the NY session, right? So yeah, it could continue to bring in more volume. But either way, regardless of how it comes out, right, positive or negative, like we still gotta wait for price action to like kind of form anyways, right? So if it comes out and you shoot straight up towards like 42, we have a wick entry sell there, planned off of the price action, we'll still take that position there. That'll just like kind of exploit that move up for us, right? So the waiting time becomes less if you do spike up like, let's say 400 pips on the opening, or if it comes straight down towards 61, that's our wick entry buy. So yeah, it's just, it doesn't matter like how it comes out. It's just, Do you think we could get a larger pullback to continue higher? Is there enough structure? I think there's a possibility. I don't see why not. I don't see why that wouldn't be a possibility. But at the same time, there could also be a possibility that this drives up without pullbacks too, right? So like, I don't know whether it will or will not. I have ideas for if it does, what entry buys, right? Because if it pulls back, first initial pullback down towards 61, I'm looking for wick entry buys, right? And if it just continues to push up, I'm looking for wick entry sells, because I'm expecting like price to react. Is that gonna be a pullback to continue up? It might just be a minor pullback. It might not be too severe, right? It doesn't always lead to something like this, right? Like, you know what I mean? So like, I wouldn't try to make that like, make that guess. But yeah, it's a possibility. I don't see why not. What do you mean by volume? Like, it's gonna bring in some volume, like movement, right? So like, when news comes out, I mean, I don't like look at news in terms of like, oh, is it gonna come out positive or negative? Like, I'm looking at the end of the day, I'm gonna go on forex bath. I'm gonna refresh them and see how the numbers came out. But like, what I pay attention to is like how it reflects the charts, because it doesn't always come out. Like, let's say, look, so this is the US news, right? USD, they say actual grade and forecast is good for currency. So they're expecting 54.5, right? Just a round number, or numbers based off of whatever, like we're going off of ISM service PMI, right? So if numbers come out like 55, that's gonna be higher than forecast. So if it says actual grade and forecast is good for currency, that means it's good for the dollar. Gold usually moves the opposite of the dollar, right? So if it's good for a dollar, it comes out 55, that means the dollar gets stronger in that moment on that news candle. So you might see a push down like any US indices, like US 30, NAS 100, right? But then gold might go up. But that's not always the case. Sometimes, because that's the thing where a lot of traders follow. They follow that like, oh, if numbers come out good, like majority of the times that's usually how it works. But if numbers come out good for the dollar, gold usually do the opposite, right? So a lot of times people base their trades off of that idea. But it doesn't always reflect exactly like that. Sometimes numbers can come out good for the dollar, so dollar goes up, but gold also follows it as well. It doesn't move the opposite. So that's why, like, regardless of how it comes out, you still gotta pay attention to like the candles, what's actually printing on the charts. So for me, it's not like I don't look at news. I'm very aware of it, but I'm not using me looking at news coming out positive or negative isn't gonna give me a TP and a stop loss. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's gonna come out 55 or 56 or negative, whatever. That's not gonna give me where my TP is on the charts or a stop loss on the charts is. So like, at the end of the day, I still gotta look at the charts and be like, okay, what am I actually using here, right? It's the same thing when I'm looking for my trades too. I'm looking at the charts, looking at the candles, looking at my ideas, and I'm applying my ideas based off of that. I'm not really applying my ideas behind news, because I think news just brings in volume. So that's good. We need volume to move and get our positions, right? So that's like the only thing I can hope for, that you get volume and you get news, or you get volume. That helps towards my position. So let's say like right now, I have a plan for 42.42. Wick entry sells. If news comes out and there's volume, like volume is like, you get one strong push up, 490 pips up from here to 42.42. That's still at the end of the day gonna be my wick entry sell, regardless of how news comes out. And that's how I'll treat like any major news, like, or anything in general, like FOMC, NFP news, anything. Yeah, like basically what Arson said, like I use it as just like volume and not like direction, because it may not always reflect. But we can still get a trade before news or chat. We're just in the middle. It's gonna require like, you know, 300 pip move down or like a 500 pip move up. So let's see. You still got like 12 minutes left until news comes out. The leg candle video, thank you, bro. Yeah, it's good because now something to reference. every time. $42.42 wick sell 43. I have a $42.42 as of right now. We moved that up many times today. I think earlier we had a 42.20 ADM. When we first hopped on, we were gonna get a position like 80 pips away. Came close, didn't tap it. Pull back the structure now, so then we had to keep moving it up. And we can do it forever today, really, until you actually get liquidity on the higher time frames, which has not yet formed, right? Like until you actually get something like this, chat, I wouldn't say it's real liquidity. Like something like this would be more so liquidity. And it's only liquidity really if you push back up. Otherwise, like it's a fake out. If it's a fake out, then this whole entire move up was liquidity, right? So until we actually get something severe like that, you can keep looking for the wick entry yourselves. But like what I'm doing here today is I'm paying attention to the small time frame because I don't want to see like structure going up, right? So the more structure you have going up, the more you're gonna have to move that zone further up, because let's say if we had a 40.20 earlier up here, if it re-breaks this after pulling back already, what do you think is gonna happen, right? It could still reject off of here, but there's a higher chance it is gonna push past it due to the fact that you already got a pullback. So think about it in terms of structure, right? This is just generic like structure right here, like this. So every time you get a pullback and you re-break, you're more prone to break through. So that's why you want to move it and not keep the same zone. So that's why like the move coming up matters more than the actual level itself. You don't want to just blindly look at the level, because again, structure matters, right? That's like 90% of my trading. Let's see. Could this make its way down? Yeah, the 1 hour is a leg candle. So the thing is, you re-broke the highs, right? But now you got to hold that white line. So if you can hold that white line, you re-break this high, that's your leg candle fill. The only reason I'm not looking for the leg candle buys here, chat, is because we're not above 42.42. I want buys above there. It's not the worst though. Like, unless you grab more liquidity. If you get more structure, like let's say a bottom wick or something, then you can make your way up, then sure. Let's say we get wick entry buys today at like 61, right? That's our next zone. And then we come back up, and then later on in the session at 10, 11, 12, whatever, we start breaking above here for the leg candle fill. We can look for the leg candle fill as well. But I need that pullback first to determine that this is going to continue. So that's the reason behind the wick entry buys, because that's what you're expecting next, right? Like more so higher lows to continue up still as of right now until structure breaks, which is not until like 4100, right? Like until this is bearish today, I'll say, but below here, that's when you start to like break back into the range. Below here, that's when you start to like, you know, okay, cool, like there's a high chance they could flip. But until then, this is all bullish. So it's still a possibility. It could be a 2-trade day. Just, you know, we have like an hour and somewhat here. So news in 8 minutes. Hopefully that brings some more volume. Hopefully. Where do you think news will push? I don't know. That really just depends on news. Like I can't really predict that, you know what I mean? I have zones though, like for where I have my ideas at. So if news can push up towards those zones and do as we planned for, we'll take our position still. But as for how news is gonna come out, like I don't think it's like that. Like you don't need to know that in order to trade. I think just use it as volume. You don't need to predict where it's gonna go, right? Unless you want like buy stops and sell stops above and below the ranges for news candles. Wow, 96,000 online for this ISM. Really, bro? ISM services PMI. We got 96,000 people for this. Might hit 100K. Wait, let's just pre-plan the stops, right? If we get in, let's say at 42 wick entry sells, what are we gonna look for? Stops wise, we're using 44.27, so that's gonna be around 1800 pip stops. So then 0.08, 0.08. If we get the wick entry sells at 42, we could get it right off news too, Chad. News just pops straight up, right? And that's gonna be, let's say from here, that's like still 360 pips away. So can ISM do that? Can an orange floor do that to them? We'll find out. We will find out. Thank you, bro. Yeah, you gotta change your daylight, or not your daylight, your time zone on the app. One hour leg candle getting filled right now, right? The breaking the highs. Yeah, it's about 83 pips. Can we hit 100? $4,000 more people. Is it possible? $55 seconds chat for news, okay? So it is ISM services PMI. You had 815 folder. By the way, what happened at 815 today? Did anything crazy happen? Yeah, we hopped on around that time, right? Yeah, that was when I was close. But yeah, you had that earlier 815, and then 9:45 you had final services PMI, and then right now you have 10 a.m. ISM services PMI, and after this is just 10:30 crude oil inventories, which could be something too. But yeah, this is like the last like decent folder of the day, strong folder. It's orange. We stopped using a fixed like lot of stops are like dependent on price action now, right? So there's no longer the same average anymore. So we couldn't use a fixed lot size no more. So now it just varies based on how big the stops are. If we get this next trade at 42.42, if we get a wick entry sell there, for instance, then we're using a 0.08 because stops are 800 pips, so a little smaller than the last couple of trades. So lots are a bit higher. $15 might close lead. Looks like a lead. So let's see what news does here. If this can bring in volume, right? So far, like bottom wick first, so maybe a flip in the drive? Question mark? Question mark? Four is no bottom wicks though, so that's pretty cool. You can come up higher. Still no bottom wick in the four, so it could be used later on, like in the future, as like a bottom wick zone. So it's pretty cool for like wick entry buys in the future, which means that you could get a pop. Okay, I think we usually use like no bottom wick zones as like, if it's like near a support, we usually would just move it to the no bottom wick zone for like future wick entry buys and stuff. Let's see. We break the highs and you're like 250 away, chat. News, you know. Let's see if it picks up. How did it come out? 100,000 traders. Came out 54.1, so it came out negative for the dollar. So that means gold should go up. So let's see if it goes up. Do you think you'll see a 45 first, 4162? I don't know. I don't know. I have those two zones though. I have a 42.42 and then I have a 41.62. So like I wouldn't want to make that guess even. If it comes up towards 42.42 first, we'll find out and we'll have those wick entry sales. If it comes down towards 41.61 first, then we'll have those wick entry buys. But why? Are you asking because you want a position to go up or down here towards those zones? I don't know. Otherwise, I'll be in those positions, right? There's a reason I don't have anything in between those ranges. Took 2 losses in a week after 6 months of losing once a month, feeling some type of way. I mean, that's like, just what if you don't take a loss for the next 2 months? So then you just take the 2 losses now and now later. You never know. You can go 2 months now without taking a loss. Just prepaid, you know? That's how I'm trying to think about it. You know how the brain works. Shit drops thoughts on you when you're chilling, doing nothing, LOL, eating chips, and then wow, you took that loss, bud. Yeah, losses happen, but you don't want to just like hyper focus on it, right? Because think about it, that loss is not really there if you just remove it. Like, what were you doing before that loss? Nothing. If as long as you follow your plan and took a loss, you can just do the same thing the next trade. You take the same exact trade again, or trade ideas again, right? So it's like if you hyper focus on it though, all of a sudden now like that's like the main tab on your head, on your brain. It's like that's the very first tab. But if you, like, you know, before those losses, you took wins. Before those wins, your account's still growing. Before your account was growing, you're like, you know, like your trading journey didn't start from that loss. But for some reason, when losses do happen by natural, we're always just like, that's our main focus now. Like, we gotta make back that loss, right? And that's when you start chasing. So you don't really, like, once you have a playbook, a lot of emotions just run. And you know how it goes, Eddie. You know how it goes. Yeah, just delete. Delete it from your MetaTrader. Can we push your chat? 4242. Can it be? Can you beat? Will you beat? Can you beat? Will you beat? Oh, they dropped a new one. You got a new one. Good morning, Pencil. What you mean good morning? You were here earlier. Hey chat, 190 pips away. Can it be? Can it be? This is like clean traffic up, so yeah. Very nice, very nice. Could be a glitch. Get ready for 4242, right? Our stop's at 4427, I'm pretty sure here. So if we get in the top of that blue range, 1800 pips, so 0.08 lot. Come on, gold. It's clean traffic. You should be able to push up. That's clean. Clean as day. Also, this can be a reference to reaction right there. Again, BE zones, I got a markup, right? So, wow, that's 50 pips. That could be a good trail stop zone. Let's see. BEs could be around here on the rebreak of those wicks. Trail stops. We need another one in between that and 50 though. I'll say below the wick right there. So yeah, roughly that. So if we get a 42 and then just TP, I mean, we'll attempt something all the way down to here, to be honest. That's a 200 pip stop or TP. Chat, so yeah, 4242, if we get that, BEs are going to be like 4240, trail stops are 4238, trail stops again 4236, TPs all the way down here, so 170 pips. There could be more trail stops below 36 and 24. I think 36, once you break that, it should be pretty clear. So that's like, ideally if that breaks, you know, that is our highest chance for a runner really. But On the way down, there's also more zones too, so you can help add more levels there. But yeah, I think the trail stop zones get bigger on the way down, right? But I think the hard part is just like, you know, breaking to 36. So if we do get a 42 wick entry sell, 36 is, I think, 50 pips at least. So yeah, if you could break clear through all of that, we should be good on the way down. So yeah, we'll attempt a runner, but let's see if we even get a position here, because this could react 10 pips away once again. So if it does that, it's fine. We'll just move on to the next idea, right? No problem. Are you gonna trade? No, not yet. We're close though. 42. And this is clean traffic, so I don't see why it shouldn't pop up. Very nice, very nice. You tap 33, so these other zones here could be reactions too, right? Because like, that's why we have BE zones there and trail stop zones there, because there are levels there. Nothing too crazy, but again, it could react off of anywhere going up towards 42. But I have a 42.05 chat. That's what I got. So yeah, you don't want to see structure as well, right? If we can just break up, that'd be nice. Can it be? How far are we away? 70 pips. This is the closest we came today. Spreads are not bad on the way up. So could it be spread small and they're coming down? Let's see, is that a pullback? That's fine. That's still okay. If it's like, as long as it's not like anything breaking below like 11 or 17, should be alright. And then if there is structured chat again before 42, our next zone is 42.63. So we'll move it up towards there, which is another 210 pips above 42.42. Pretty straightforward, no? Pretty simple. 100,000 traders online still. I wonder if in like a couple of years, the new normal for us will be a 3,000 pip stop, because the ranges get wider than it is right now. Could be a lower high. No bottom hook in the 4 still. So that might not even flip today, right? That could flip like next week, next year. Not flip. Retest the lows if it closes bullish even. But it doesn't always mean you'll flip right away. Especially when you have like a little bit of structure going up, like for instance right here, it's a little bit of higher lows, right? And your higher lows down here, so. Oh yeah, that is the higher low actually. That is the opening, yeah, so. Actually, yeah, maybe there is no pullbacks on the way up so far. It's just one move up since the 4-hour opening. A little bit to start the candle, but really like not much, right? It's kind of been taken off. Pretty cool, pretty cool. What's up, Mike? Yeah, we're looking for the wick entry sells at 42.42. We have buys like once we actually form structure, so I don't know if that will even be today because I wouldn't classify any of these pullbacks as structure or like liquidity until we get something like this that happens. That's when I'll, as you re-break the highs, that's when I'll start looking for buys. So that's why like we have the ideas of the sells. It's the very first move up, right? After a range. Remember, first break could be a fake out, and also if it's not a problem, not gonna be a problem for later. They're going back to the daily no bottom wick ranges, because I do think, chat. I mean, I've said this a lot of times today, but there is a possibility that this could be liquidity to range, if that makes sense. It's a big range, it's a tradable range, but it could be liquidity for a range between 43.39 and 38.73, right? You're still in that zone. You're not breaking out of it. You're broken out of this for sure now, right? But you're still in the overall range, and you can't really range until you fill the bottom of the range, which has not been filled yet. So even if you do make your way all the way down here to that direction, not really. You can still range until you break it below 38.73, right? So if you think July was hard, no. But this range is bigger, so I'll take anything over July. July was okay, you know, it was rangey between the same zones, but at least here this is like a much bigger. This is like maybe double of what you had in July. This range here is like 4,500 pips. This range here is like maybe 2,400, right? 2,000. So I'll take that any day over July. But yeah, worst case, it doesn't pull back too. It doesn't need to. It might just continue up above 4,300. Probably wait for some minor pullback though. But yeah, above there, you have plenty of buy opportunities afterwards anyways. So no problem. No problem. No problemo. Oh, here we go. Can we tap 4242? Just remember the BE zones could be quick, especially when it's like a wick entry, right? Could be quick. So just get those zones ready. Like 4240, we already preset those zones on the charts. So when it happens, you're just kind of moving it automatically. No hesitation. Can we tap 4242? Get ready here, guys. 38 got tapped. One more push. 42.42. Spreads are pretty wide going up. Pretty good. 38 got tapped. Let's see. How far is this pullback going to be? Can we re-break? Close. How far is that? 39, like 30 pips away. This pullback is okay still, it's fine until it breaks below like 33 or 27 or something, then you know it might be GG's. We have wick entry buys too. Still chat, but that won't be until 41.61. You know, that's pretty far. Maybe even 41.38 now, because this is more liquidity if it comes back down. So that's far, right? But nothing in the blue range until each end of it. Okay, let's see. Can it be? This pullback's still fine. 42.42 is still here. I'm not moving up towards 63 just yet. And yeah, wick entry sells, right, chat? Wick entry sells, what we got? So 42.42.05. Can it be? Can you beat? Can you beat? Can you beat? Will you beat? Can you beat? Will you beat? Leg candle in the minute? Leg candle? Leg candle fill in the minute. Damn, 88,000 shares online now. Oh, can it be? Right here? It's gotta hold that 36 zone. Can you beat? Will you beat? Can you beat? Will you beat? Let's see. Decent pullback. I mean, nothing too severe. If we move it up next, it's gonna be a 63. Let's see. If we move it up, chat, where could it be? Yeah, like 89. Is there anything between? Between could be 61. $63. Is that what we had? 63? Yeah, 63, same shit. We'll leave that still. So we're gonna move 42 here, guys, because this is a pullback, right? You didn't want to see pullbacks going up. So if there's pullbacks, then you got no choice but to move it. So I move 43. I'll move it up towards 63 next. So that's still gonna be. We'll move off the BE zones and non-trail stop zones here. And yeah, 63 is next. So that's still gonna be like maybe 250 above, but it's moving quick here, so it could happen pretty quick, right? I'm just gonna delete the blue zone for now. But yeah, I'm gonna move it up, chat, because this is pulling back, right? Twice already too. Yeah, one over here, and you have another one over here. So if it re-breaks the highs, there's a chance it can just fly through. It could still react off of 42, so obviously it's still a possibility. It's still a zone, but again, like, you didn't want to see structure going up. That matters more than the actual level itself, right? So next zone for me is 63. 4263.49. So a little more waiting, chat, you know? A little more waiting. But if you waited all morning, not doing anything different, right? Continue to wait more. Just a little bit of extra time. And I think if we get a 63, stops are a bit, stops could be changed actually. Let's see, if we get, a 63, 1621, I think it's gonna have to be 21. It's gonna have to be 21. Wow, we really thought we were gonna have 1700 pip stop today. Didn't happen. 2200 though, 21, 22. So we'll go back to 0.06, 0.6 a lot. If we were to get in, wick entry styles at 42.63. But yeah, chat, I moved it up, okay? So no longer a 41 zone. That was close though. I think it was 30 pips. That's the closest we came today. I use the R, bruh. This thing is so close though. No, I'm not in positions. Not yet. We came close there though. Yeah, 61 next. Yeah, it's in that realm. Yeah, in this area. Like, you could get 60 zones on the flat too. I'll say anywhere in the blue zone really. Let's see. One hour has no bottom wick too, right? Barely. All right, breaking 40 or 38 again. Can it be? Can it be? What was 95 zones again? Was that just between? I think so, right? That's a leg candle fill at that point. I think 63 is a leg candle body reaction off the daily. All right, gold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take off. I mean, it's clean traffic. I don't see why it wouldn't just come up. At least towards 5-4 is clean traffic, so. $42, $40 got tapped there. Another push. Can we get a... Oh shit, you have a 30-minute closure. Oh. You also have, chat, you have crude oil inventories too right now, right? I think it's crude oil inventories. Yeah, crude oil inventory is 10:30, so could be the most volatile float of the day. OG's know the crude oil pushes. Let's see. Crude oil. How much did yeah, like that 10 a.m. for them push too heavy, right? Nice. Let's see. This is yellow crude oil. Dun 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 dun. Have you moved forward too? Yeah, we moved it due to the fact that you pulled back already. We have a 63, 62 next. Whatever works. Wow, we actually 64,000 traders online right now. Damn, so from 100 to 64, no one really cared about crude oil inventory like that. Damn. Damn, son, where'd you find that? $42 correct. Yeah, let's see. Bounced off of it. $42 could be the high. It could be still. It just decreased due to the pullback, why I moved it, but it could still be. If it is though, shit, bro. Our next idea is below 61, so you know we're like 760 away from that next idea. Let's see, how much did that pull back earlier? This one right here, 230. This one over here, around 240. Wick entry buys 2 times. He made structures since the ADM moved out. Almost 3, but 1, 2, 3. First break back into the range. 61, 61. 61 could still be valid. It's a possibility because he came up high, right? And that's like the 4 flip zone. It could still be a possibility. But that's still going to be like 720 pips. So we'll find out. Not a bad day though, chat. Pretty good day. We have lots of ideas. Like days like this are like, yeah, plenty of ideas. I think we had like 5, 6 ideas today. That came close. I think maybe like 3 of them came close. But like, you know, it's a day where you're like, it's a rare day where buys and sells are both valid, especially wick entries, buys and wick entry sells, because it's bullish on the daily, whereas it's bearish on like the weekly and monthly, right? So you can take liquidity wick entry sells, you can take continuation wick entry buys, up until higher time frame resistance zones, right? Pretty clean, pretty clean. I don't have any continuation, that's the only thing, because for buy, this is the very first day we're bullish, right? So we need pullbacks, so that could come tomorrow, Friday, whenever, but maybe even today. The faster the better, right? But until you get that liquidity print, right? When we do get it, if we do get it, I'll reference it then, so you guys, if you know what I'm talking about. But that's after that, that's when we can actually start looking for actual buys, like continuation breakouts, right? But we don't have any of that today. We are above 4,200, so that's good. Now it's just a matter of you can pull back and hold, right? Because we had 4,200 zones marked up for weeks now. Now it's just a matter of you can pull back and hold. So basically, if you can pull back and hold this zone now, right, all the way down towards 4125, if you can just pull back, could be today, it could be tomorrow, who knows, right? We're not here to figure out what day it is, but when it actually does, above here you have clean traffic, and that's when we'll start looking for buy ideas. But we need these to form in case this is still a fake out, because there's still a possibility. It's open, the idea is open, right? It's the first day where you're moving, so it could lead to a fake out. If it is a fake out, then below here it could be continuations, right? But right now, like, there's no continuations of anything, because you can't get continuation of sells because today is bullish. So you can take wick entry sells, which is what we got, or you can take wick entry buys off of these candles as you pull back and create higher lows, right? So that's why there's only those 2 ideas, but continuations are yet to come. So that's why, like, I wouldn't really stress today if you didn't get anything, or if you can't get anything, because this is like very minuscule as to what is likely gonna happen next. Like, this is nothing. Like, zoom out, like, this is really like, it made a dent. I'm not gonna lie, it made a dent on price here. It broke up, right? But what it's gonna lead to is much more than the first breakout, right? This is like the first set of volume when you look at it from like a small time frame perspective, right? It's the very first day you're moving, so it's gonna lead to a lot more volume. Look what you have above 4,400, or look what you have below here, right? You have so much, like, all of this and all of this. So again, like, I wouldn't be stressed because you're still in this range, and you have yet to range in that range yet too. You're missing bottom wick still, right? So there's like a lot that is about to come, but understandable, because today's the first day you're moving after a whole month, right? So that's why, like, it feels like, oh man, I need to get something today. You don't, man, trust me. Something much, like, there will be more days, more volume in this for sure. But yeah, that's what happens when you're in a range for so long, right? Because in the first day you break out, everyone's like, oh my god, I need to get a position today, right? It's like when you range for the whole session and like 10 a.m. it breaks out. It's like you would think that first breakout could be a move, but if you zoom out and look at price action for where it is and what it is, there's still, like, it's the very first move. There's gonna be plenty of more moves for that session after, coming at 11 and coming at 12, da. So I wouldn't stress it. But we do have ideas though, chat. 63 is still our idea here, right? We just gotta move up 270 pips. So let's see. It's holding so far. Let's see if we can drive. And who knows, maybe we'll get a runner. Maybe. Damn, bro, you came back to the entry, Penzo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. But this is the biggest pullback, so it could lead to a pop. You can probably extend your TP too, looking at that swing. You can extend it. What's your TP right now? On a daily, like, man, you 848, 70. Yeah. Still got a lot of time, chat. 20 minutes until 11, and then session stop loss. Still yet to pull back for the session, right? So late session. We've been moving the whole session since yesterday. No pullbacks. Like late session, NY 63. Clean. Just be patient though. That's it. Just have your setups ready. And take yourselves that you planned for, even if it's not the same positions as mine, right? Just take your positions. But it's when you don't plan for anything, and then today, I did like today where you move so volatile, you just FOMO in. Like that's like a bad position, even if you do make money on it. Even if you do flip the account, it's not a good habit. Still a winning trade though. My mic volume, yeah, it's my noise gate. Let me reduce it. There's like a background noise earlier, so do you hop on sells on a 15-minute break or a BOS? None. I haven't. I don't think I mentioned anything about a break. It's more of like a zone, like going up, like that. 4263 is a resistance here. It's just like an area that can react off of. You're looking for a reaction between there and like 4193. It's not like a break on the 15 or a BOS. It's a break of a higher time frame structure. That's what BOS means, break of structure. It's a break of this structure, yeah. So it already broke. So yeah, that could be one of the time frames I could check off later when I do. If we do enter a trade, I'll check off like the daily because we use the daily. For instance, like we think this is like liquidity for, let's say, all right? So yeah, but nothing like particular on 15 or like a 1 hour BOS though. I never mentioned that. From your perspective, it could be though, Eric. If you see something like a 15, a 1 hour BOS and it's the same zone as 63 for you, then that's what that is for you, right? Check that off on your journal after. But my deal today was off of the more so daily and 4. Daily and 4, more so daily to be honest. Daily and then small time frames, just the 5 and 15. So if we do get in trades, I'll check off the daily, the 5, the 15, and the minute. Because we used this to identify the 42 zones earlier too that we removed, that we're about to break again. So let's see. All right, chat. So anywhere from 63 to 5.6. So minimum 160 pips to go. Minimum. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not bad, chat, not bad. Is that fixed, Eddie? Let me know the mic's fixed now. Are you in positions now? Man, you gotta at least try. At least try to look at my screen, man. Just a little bit. No positions. Not yet. If I had half your discipline, I would be far. You do have, you have more than my discipline. Everyone's disciplined. It's just time. Everyone's disciplined, but when you throw in time, that's when everyone becomes undisciplined. So just act like, you know, I mean, you got one life to live, so what's the rush? Trading is just a small part of your day, right? You shouldn't let it take up your entire day, your entire life. '15 is the leg candle, yeah. Hey Don, when's the next leg candle video? Mic working? Okay, thank you, bro. 6-2 still valid? Yeah, 6-2-257. It's between there, Matt. Yeah, 15 is a lead though, so if you can get a top wick first, that would be nice. That would be nice. I'm guessing this would be like around BE zones. And then 30 pips BE, and then 5-8 is down here. Could be a trail stops. Trail stops again. And then we'll attempt. We'll try to attempt this, but yeah, we'll attempt like 32, which is like gonna be like 240. If we get a 63, it'll be 300. But yeah, we'll attempt that 32, so 240-ish. And we have a bunch of trail stops, right, chat? So this is trail BE, trail stops, yeah, a lot. So could it be third time's a charm today? So yeah, those are my trail stops and BE zones. If we get us 5-6, so then this is BE is like 23, 25, trail stops is 44, trail stops 62, trail stops 95, and then we just keep trailing the way down. Then TPs will set like probably down here. We'll attempt that candle fill. And then yeah, it's just price takes the wheel after that. Price will decide what we're gonna get today, not us. And that's pretty straightforward. We have our stops in play too, so remember chat, stops are at 44.89, right? So up here at 2300, so I'm using a 0.06. Can you beat? Can you beat? Third leg? Third leg bullish. Damn, that's like some Steve Morrow. Beat the market maker. I remember that third leg. The three V's. Starting a glitch here. Damn. What's the wick? I have 5-6 to 6-3 zone, so we have a 5-6 right now. It's in that zone. Four 7 got tapped. Don't mind these zones, chat. They're just like my BE zones and trail stop zones, right? But they could be reaction zones, although we don't want them to be because we have zones higher than that. But there are reaction zones as well because that's why we have them as BEs and trail stop zones, right? They're just management points. And management points are based off of just support and resistance. Weaker ones though. Lots of volume still, and it's 11 a.m. So, or almost about to be. So 1 hour closure in 9 minutes here as well. So if you close where you are, 1 hour opens up, could be, let's see, what's our next zone? If it's not a 6-3, our next zone is gonna be 43 flat, 43.39. That's a leg candle. This is the leg candle body reaction zone though, where we have it. Probably not here actually. Let's remove that. 4,300. Honestly, between 42.63 and 43.18 is like a pretty wide gap, but that might be the gap that I will have between. That's a 500 pip gap. Above there is completely clean traffic, so I don't have anything in between. That's why. If there was, I'll put it, but it's just gonna be a 6.3 or 43.18. And then buys, wick entry buys are doable still. It's not like we can't take anything in this zone here, right? It's definitely gonna be possible, especially if you continue to push up, you pull back for buys. Like even like from here, I'm assuming if you pull back here, we can get wick entry buys, right? We don't have any zones selected yet for that, but again, going up here, there's still not much structure, right? So if you get pullbacks, we can get wick entry buys. Maybe down here, what is this? 41.99. I could just drag that. What am I doing? 41, yeah, 41.99 is not bad. If you pull back straight down there, right before the 4 hour flip, that's basically the 1 hour flip, or 1 hour bottom wick actually. Remember earlier, I was like, if these counts have no bottom wicks, right? We usually use those zones as like wick entry buy zones. So same thing here. The 1 hour has no bottom wick. It's like near, you know. We'll round up to that no bottom wick zone. What was that, 99, right? Yeah, it could be. But the only thing is, you know, you gotta wait for this move to drop like 370 to take that wick entry buy. But it's possible. This pull back from 46, I still have a 63 chat. That's still valid for me. You have a 1 hour closure in about 6 minutes though, so yeah, it could be at 11, after 11 here, unless it's driving now. This pullback is pretty quick though. Correct this entire move, 1-2 pops. That was pretty far though. I wouldn't really count that as being close. That was still like maybe, like we moved it down towards 5-7, right? But that was 89 pips, 9 pips. From 6-3 it's 150, so that wasn't too close. Wow, 44,000. 44,000. Dun 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 dun. You said the bed broke a third leg. What made you move on from Steve Morrow? Nothing. I'm pretty sure in some way, shape, or form, I'm probably still using something that I learned from that into my current strategy. Like I don't think I've ever like any ideas that I've got from anybody coming up, I'm still applying some bit of this from that and this, like, to make my own, right? So I wouldn't say I moved on from it. Drive range liquidity could be seen as that in a way, but yeah, I like to just build the ideas off of my own experience, right? So sometimes I might cycle back, like wick entry positions, like the ideas that we have today. When I first started trading in like 2019, 2018, those were the ideas I was looking for. We didn't come back to taking wick entry positions until like 2024, 23. That's when we cycled back, so like 4 years after. So like, yeah, I usually would cycle back to what I learned at the jump, or like something that I didn't understand at that point, but now with a much more clear idea behind it, right? Like I got to wick entries not because I watched somebody, but because like over time, like, it slowly developed through our other ideas and trades. But yeah, I wouldn't say like I don't have any Steve Morrow in the thing. Like I probably chose like Blueberry Markets because he taught the Blueberry EMA, right? He did the mayo, ketchup, mustard. Like my whole celery play, onion play might have came from that. Who knows? So some way or shape or form, it probably still does apply. What's up, CS? What's good, man? Hey, 1 hour closure. 6 in 2 minutes, chat. 2 minutes and a half. This thing might pop before. We might get it right before the opening. Bottom wick on the opening, maybe. We still have a 5-6 here. Roughly like 100 pips away. 120. You can see my lots here, or you can look at my lots through the TBJ journal. Do exclamation point trades in the chat, or yeah, trades in the chat. But my lots are right here. This is my volume. W Kenny. W Daysky. Dun 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 dun. Let's see if we can get 10 today. 10 pips. Literally, I think like this 10 pips is like instant, like boom. Like how much is this minute candle even? Like this minute candle is 24. Oh, here we go. 1 hour opening, guys. Could it be? Could it be? If we get this position, it's still no buys for us, huh? I thought we'll get a buy today. We break the highs here. Could it be? 5, 6. Stops up here, right? Yeah, it's still like 2300. 60 more pips. So just get prepared, chat, for the entry and obviously the BEs and trail stop zones, right? We have them all marked up already, so we know exactly where we'll adjust them or manage them. So everything's preset here. Literally not up to us on what we want to get. It's gonna be wherever price decides to tap into, right? We just gotta do the part where we actually move it. That's about it. So it'd be nice if we get a runner. $230. You know, we'll attempt that. Let's see. 46 is almost there. On the next re-break, it could be it. And hold on. Close. Re-break. One more push. Almost there. This one right here. Can you beat? Imagine it rejects you and that's it. All right, perfect. Chat, wick entry sells right there, 0.06 lot, right? BE again is 54.17, 52 is trail stops, 50 is trail stops, 47 trail stops, 42.40 is the TP. So we'll attempt this. Wait, no. Yeah, we'll attempt that, 42.40. BE is down here, so if you do come down here, that's gonna be 30, no, a little less, 23 pips-ish, around there. And that's gonna be our BE zone. Can you beat? Can you beat? Can you beat? What did you get earlier on that push? That was maybe 9.8 pips. So yeah, to re-break it that low, that's the 1 minute flip. 1 minute flip can take you down towards 5-fold. Spreads are kind of wide here on the way down too. What's going to be the stop? Stops are going to be, we said earlier, 44.89. That's my stop. And then management is more so above 43.39. If we start to break above there, we'll start to manage it. But yeah, 0.06 lot with the stops being that much. Did it send in the channel? It did, right? Cool. Hopefully spreads tighten up on the way down so we can get a runner here. So if it just glitches down towards 5-4, that's it, right? So you want to see it glitch through. Sorry. Can we get a pusher? Re-breaking at lows again. It's not really moving too much though. Spread's gotta be smaller than that to get a runner here though. 1 minute leg candle, 5 minute opening. 1 hour flip yet? No, 1 hour flip was how far away? 1 hour flip. Wow, it's only been 5 minutes and you moved at 150? Damn. 1 hour flip is 120 pips away. Can it be? Yep. We had like a anywhere in the blue zone, chat, is like our overall reaction zone. So we entered the bond, the blue zone. That's where I entered. I think earlier we had a 63, but then I'm like, let's move it down towards 5, 6, right? But anywhere in this zone, we're expecting like a reaction. So there could be DD, there could be drawdown, but our stops are already counted for drawdown, right? If there is. Ideally, no drawdown. That would be nice. Can we get a flip here? Spreads are kind of wide still, but this might be a push. 3 tap 5-4. And then trail stops is 5-2. This might be a little higher. Oh wait, yeah, that's BE, and then all right, what are we in here? So it's trail stops, chat. We tap the next line. If I can just trail stops there, and then 50 is the next trail stop zones. Okay, if you can break this 50, and no, that's it. Okay, so no runners there for us, but we still managed to get 28 pips there. I think we peaked at like 54. Yeah, so that's our trail stop zones. 52, 50 was our next one. I think 50. What did I say earlier? 53, was it 53? What did I say? No, that was down here at 43, right? But yeah, our next zone would have been 50. So we tap 50, trail stops towards 5-2, and then again, price decides what we're gonna get, right? Not me, not us. It's just whatever we have on the screen. So we preset those zones and it's whatever it gives us, right? Some days you get runners, some days you don't. But the spreads there, not that it's a confirmation or anything, but sometimes spreads are wide on the way down. It doesn't always lead to a glitch. So that's why I was like, I don't know, we'll get a runner. We'll try. We'll still leave a TP, obviously, right? But yeah. So let's see if they get better on the way down here. We could still get trades, chat. I got a journal and mark up here. We did there 16.56. So first trade of August, clap it up. Congrats. You survived July, and yeah, just this one was like, we had a lot of ideas today, you know, going up, going down, and lots of waiting. And was it worth it? Obviously, I'll say so. I'll say it's pretty worth it. Not a runner or anything, but I'll take it, right? But yeah, let's see if we can get another one. I'm gonna go journal it out. I think we did total there 27.6 pips, 4 minutes and 11-second trade. So yeah, W. Let's put let's see what percentage we made today. So let's go over here. Tuesday, 0 yesterday. Today is Wednesday. We did 16.56. Not bad. 27 pips to start the month. 27.6. Not bad. 0.60 for the week so far. Let's go journal it out though, and we'll come right back, chat. Okay, there could still be trade. I know it's a little late, but I'm assuming next idea could be wick entry sells up at 43.18 or something, because I don't have anything between 6.3 and up here, so that's why it's a little far. But that could be the next idea. Or if you start coming down towards 41.99, that could be wick entry buys. So pretty much anything in this zone here is like non-tradable for me until that breaks. But it's end day right now and you have no pullback. So if you start pulling back, wick entry buys are valid. But yeah, let's go ahead and journal it up. So what day is it today? The 5th, the 8th, 2026. Trade was taken at 11:02. New York, still no buys for us, unfortunately. But maybe this week, chat. So that was just gonna be, you can put a daily leg candle reaction too. You could put the daily leg candle because that is off of that zone on the daily. This one right here, this is the daily candle fill, so that can get filled, but this could be the reaction. You can base off of that, or you can say just like liquidity, which is what I'm going to put as liquidity on a higher time frame we expected. So liquidity on like the 4, we took wick entry sells, 4-hour stops. TP is based off of the, I'm gonna put the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, 1 hour time frame. Just the 1. Let's put the 1. Next logical resistance stops the BE. Yes, we did. Minute. We used the minute. We used the 4. We used the daily. Did we use the daily today? Yeah, a little bit of a daily. We had a trade here too, chat. We also had a trade in the past here as well, right here. Yeah, I'll put the daily as well. Daily leg candle. So I'll put the daily. I'll put the 4, and then I'll put the, what else did I use here? Honestly, that's about it. I just put that. The liquidity, higher time frame on the 1, or time frame the 1, it was a win. 0.06 lots. We did 1656, so 1656. Pips wise, we did 27.6. Drawdown, how much drawdown was there? There's a little bit, right? Nothing too crazy, but there was still 28 pip drawdown, so nothing too crazy, but drawdown. Max profits, we peaked at, is it positive RR? 47, so yeah, 47 positive RR. And then exit reasoning, trail stop loss hit on a minute. We used, what happened after? I think just trail stop loss hit. Would have been regardless. Cool. So that's that. One more journal. Um, 8/5/2026. New York. Gold sells. This is gonna be the liquidity wick entries. $27.6, and then percentage wise 0.60. Not bad, chat. Yeah, pretty much it. So plus 0.60%, 27.6 pips. Cool. And that's it. That is pretty much it. So all of that waiting for 26 pips. And yeah, we'll see if there's another trade today, or that could be it for the session. But I'll be on a little longer here, just like maybe another 15 to see what's up. If we do pick up, we know where our next ideas are, right? But we can start deleting these areas here because they're going to be non-usable now. There's no use for these no more as of right now, so we'll delete off this. But yeah, blue zone still gonna be there. I'll leave that there. Let's delete it. I'll put the 63 though right here, and then yeah, I'll say, like, honestly, next ideas are at 41.99. If you pull back towards 41.99, wick entry buys, or if you continue to push up towards 43.39, wick entry sells. I think anything in between here is going to be non-tradable for me. And that's pretty much it for the session, chat. Okay. W Daysky. Peace out. Peace out, Wogman. 1%. Nice. Chat, what percent you guys got there? 0.60 close. I think if we close at like full at 40, right, that would have been 1%. I almost fucked up the trail and stops part of it. I couldn't move my stops in profit. I forgot how to. When was our last trade before this? The 31st, right? So that was Friday. I mean, that wasn't too far. Friday. Is that a new emote? What's up, Dorjo? Yeah, I'm using MetaTrader. I didn't realize this too, but we literally had the same exact, like near, you know, close enough. I think we also had sells here before as well. So pretty straightforward. $58 pips. I have more so here too. Here, same things here going across. Typically we get the same position at the same levels. Wasn't planned for today though. Same things up here. You can see like even like me saying today, like I'm not looking for anything going up here, right chat? You can see looking left here, we don't get much until that zone. Or at least until 3311. Who knows? Maybe we'll get the end of it tomorrow. If you start pulling backs today, if you start getting pullbacks today for the session, then let's say tomorrow you have a leg candle fill up there. You already got the leg candle body reaction here anyways. So if you start pulling back now, that's the body reaction on a daily. You start re-breaking the highs tomorrow, New York session tomorrow, we got all these buys going up. So no problem. We'll be there for that. No problemo. But just so many opportunities coming. Like I would not stress if you couldn't get no directional positions today. Because who knows, this might not even be directional. This could literally still be a fake out back into the range at any given point because you haven't gotten that pullback yet. Once you confirm that pullback, that's when you can start determining this as directional move. But to this day, this could be the first breakout. Still, it's a possibility. It's not a guarantee, but it's a possibility. So just be open to that idea and then start thinking like, what could I use to confirm that it's not a fake out? Higher lows. Structure, right? And then you use that, you apply that. Pretty cool, pretty cool. What's up, XYZ? Yeah, I'll leave that there. A little higher. A little higher. Do you remember me, dude? Yeah, well, you're here every day, no? You're here almost every day. Mainly for CPI though, it looks like. And PPI. Finally, amount of gambling and started to trade like a regular dude. Also bought funded. W, man. W progression. No more gamba. Hey, where's Raul beer? Raul beer not here today? Check Dow Jones, sure. I forgot to check any of these other pairs. I was just so like locked into gold. GBP, JPY, yeah, below 213. US 30. All-time highs once again. What's new? Oh shit, yes, you're right. NFP is on Friday. Hey, remember what I said, chat? Remember what I said yesterday? Shit, man, this shit might sound annoying, but hey, I did say it. I did say between, and I gave an idea behind why I thought like that. I was like, between FOMC, if FOMC came out and FOMC didn't do anything, and you have NFP on Friday, there's a high chance between FOMC and NFP, you can get volume and directional pushes. So if anything, NFP could now actually increase the volume and we can move again and actually move by Friday. But look, like this is the move between FOMC and NFP, because FOMC didn't do anything, right? So anything happening between now and NFP could be priced in already. It's a possibility, you know, who knows? Like that might not be correct, that might be wrong, whatever. But we did assume that we can get movements between now before NFP, not just until NFP. If there was no FOMC last week, I'll say, okay, yeah, like you're likely gonna range until NFP. But there was nothing on NFP day. It was very like a minuscule move. It was like nothing, right? It was just like very, it was this, that was it. That one bullish push in the range, and then days after that, you continue to range. So you're expecting volume to come in. And now you got volume. So yeah, NFP could be good on Friday. I forgot that is even this week. What's it gonna do though? US 30, it's all-time highs. True. They're very bullish, really. US 30 is just bullish. Like I don't even know what to say. It just does the same thing every time. Higher lows continue, higher lows continue, higher lows continue. So at what point are you gonna get some nice liquidity? We'll find out. What else? NAS 100. NAS 100. Not bad. How about oil? Someone said oil earlier too. What's oil doing? Ranging. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. See you when I see you, man. Yeah, I don't know regarding levels, but NFP could be something. Oh, let's update the win rate now of that. I forgot. So trades on stream here, guys. 579. Shit, I gotta do this again. I need this new journal out. I gotta stop doing this. These are the Devious 01 trades. 576. One, two, three, 82. Oh shit, we hit. We're almost at 2,000 bips for the year. 4720. 76, 1, 2, 3, 82. W. Right, should be right. 87.52% win rate. 5.4 actually. One day, infinite. 0 to infinite. It depends on what the market throws at me. So, I mean, we get on average like 3 a week. So, we get on average 3 a week. That's what it says at least. So, yeah. Average 3 trades a week on this account overall. But we're on every day. All right, chat. I think that might be it, man. I don't know what else. Like, I don't know how long it's gonna take to go up towards 4318 or up until 4199. But I don't have anything in between here. You just kind of sit in the middle. So who knows, man? This day could just have started. You know, you never know. This day could continue to move and continue to move and continue to move. But I think we'll be here tomorrow. If there's anything after, well, I'll call in my channel if anything. In Divis01, okay? So if I'm still on, if we do get those zones or anything. But yeah, chat. That's pretty much it. So W day, W patience. We came close like 2 times before we got an entry. Didn't panic. Continued to wait. Got our zones finally. Got in. Had BE zones. Trail stop zones set. Done. And that's what the price gave us today. So yeah, chat. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, okay? Tomorrow, just unemployment claims, really. And then Friday, big day, NFT. All right, chat. Peace. Have a good day, everybody. Laters.
She was a hoe, but I ain't gon' judge, cause that was way before. I know. Cleopatra at the pyramid tonight.
Oh, that's the paid one. The paid one's on DVS01, not the public one.
WhatsApp attachment, first time I seen you naked. I didn't say Karina, but you texting faded. Say you coming home and give me that goodness gracious, goodness gracious. Watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soap. Rainy days, his and hers, matching coat. We fuck on a jet, it feel like a boat, stay in afloat. I'm watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soap. She was a hoe, but I ain't gon' judge, cause that was way before. Grind on me, grind on me. Love it when you pressing that behind on me. Holding everybody heat, cause they won't find it on me. Who said I can't dance with a 9 on 9 on 9 on 9 on 9 on me? Giddy up, be how you rolling out, girl. Feel it in your system, codeine cow, girl. Who am I? Who am I? You know it, Mr. Big Time Eating. Mr. Not Sleeping, he's late night creeping. Both ears, right wrist, all that's freezing. You know I'm a dog, I'm a hard pass demon. Says she wanna ride, I'm like, hey, okay. Shawty wanna ride at the first season. Shawty wanna ride at the first season. Shawty wanna ride at the first season. I'm watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soap. Rainy days, his and hers, matching coat. Jet is so big, feel like a boat, staying afloat. I'm watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soap. She was a hoe, but I ain't gon' judge, cause that was way before.